On November 30th, 1835, the small town of Florida witnessed the birth of its most famous son. Samuel Langhorne Clement was welcomed into the world as the sixth child of John Marshall and Jane Lambton Clements。 呢一個咧就係講話咧，即係佛羅里達州即係美國啦。你見嗰個日子咧，即係用一個美式嘅寫法嘅呢一度，你會見到係嗰個 date 咧係擺咗喺個月份嘅前邊。而一般嚟講，我哋咧喺香港咧，我哋係會寫30 November 咁樣。咁所以呢個文章咧，你可以睇得到呢一個係一個美國嘅文章，美國人寫。咁佢就話咧係喺佛羅里達州就見證呢個 witness 係見證到有一個好出名嘅一個人出世啦。咁而就係邊個咧？就係呢個人咧就叫做Samuel Langhorne Clements 啦。咁你慢慢你後尾你就會知道原來佢就係一個大作家啦，就係叫 Mark Twain。Little did John and Jane know their son Samuel would one day be known as Mark Twain, America's most famous literacy icon。咁 Mark Twain 咧中文咧就叫馬克吐溫啦。咁而佢最出名咧就係寫咗有幾本書啦。一間文章去到最尾就有講噶啦，就係 The Adventure of Tom Sawyer。好多人咧到而家中學咧都依然要睇呢本書㗎。咁我哋睇埋佢啦，咁佢就話啦 Samuel， 即係佢本身個名咧就叫 Samuel， 得唔得？咁佢叫 Samuel， 咁佢阿爸咧就係叫做佢阿爸嘅姓咧就係 Clements， 得唔得 ？Clements 就係佢個姓啦。咁而佢阿爸咧就係叫做阿 John， 佢阿媽咧就係叫做阿 Jane。咁然後咧佢個名就叫 Samuel Langhorne Clements。咁真正嘅 first name 咧係 Samuel， 咁但係佢呢個係個筆名就係 Mark Twain。Samuel's father was a judge and he built a two-story frame house at 206 Hill Street in 1844。咁佢原來係一個法官啦，佢阿爸已經係一個法官。As a youngster, Samuel was kept indoors because of poor health。咁點解佢一定要即係好多時咧都要留喺屋企咧？因為佢健康好差。However, by age 9, he seemed to recover from his ailments and joined the rest of the town's children outside。咁即係話9歲之前咧，大部分時間咧都喺室內，因為個身體健康唔好。咁然後之後咧，9歲之後咧就 recover from his ailments， 呢個咧係解佢個 disease， 即係佢個病好翻啦。就跟住之後咧就 joined the rest of the town's children outside， 咁就可以出街玩啦。我諗佢嘅意思係。He then attended a private school in Hannibal。 呢一度咧就係你會知道咧，你就算唔識呢個字咧，呢個都係一個地方 ，is a place。總之佢係一個地方咧，就讀一間即係因為佢阿爸都係一個法官啦，咁所以讀一間私立學校咧都好正常。When Samuel was 12, his father died of pneumonia， 即係呢一個咧係死於呢一個肺炎啦。And at 13, Samuel left school to become a printer's apprentice。 咁因為佢阿爸死咗啦，咁可能嗰陣時就冇咗經濟支柱，所以13歲就唔讀書啦，就做咗一個 printer， 即係一個出版商嘅一個嘅學徒 apprentice 即係學徒。After 2 short years, he joined his brother Orion's newspaper as a printer。and editorial assistant。 咁即係話咧，再過多2年，即係15歲啊，當時就已經佢個 brother 就有係叫做佢就出版咗個報紙啦。佢阿爸唔係佢阿爸，佢阿哥啊應該係。咁就佢喺佢個阿哥嗰份報紙嗰度咧，就幫佢做即係出版啦，同埋做呢個 editorial 即係編輯嘅助手。editorial 係編輯。Editor 咧就係一個即係編輯啦，呢個係編輯的助手。It was here that young Samuel found he enjoyed writing。 咁即係話喺15歲開始咧，佢發覺自己咧，即係喺阿哥個報紙嗰個鋪頭度咧，就發覺自己好中意寫書嘅，寫嘢。At 17, he left Hannibal behind for a printer's job at St. Louis。While in St. Louis, Samuel became a river pilot's apprentice。 咁佢咧之前咧13歲就做一個印刷商嘅學徒啦。咁而到17歲咧，佢就去咗做一條河，即係一個 river pilot 咧，即係一個即係飛機師啊，或者係即係揸船嘅，即係駕駛船嘅人嘅一個學徒啦。咁即係學揸船咁嘅意思。He became a licensed river pilot in 1858。 Samuel pseudonym 係點解咧？係解呢一個化名嘅，即係意思等於筆名咯。Mark Twain comes from his days as a river pilot， 即係話咧，佢點解會叫自己做 Mark Twain 咧？就係因為佢當時咧就係喺嗰度即係佢學揸船啦，而係嗰陣時佢諗到呢個名嘅。咁咩叫 Mark Twain 咧？佢就解釋啦，呢一度開始。It is a river term， 原來係一個河嘅名嚟嘅。term 即係一個名詞啦。Which means 2 fathoms or 12 feet when the depth of water for a boat is being sounded。即係話原來嘅意思就係乜嘢啦？Mark Twain 咧就係指咧係一個用嚟一個標誌一樣嘢嘅，就係一個即係水深啊！即係你知船咧係唔可以即係喺太淺水度航行噶嘛，咁會擱淺噶嘛。咁即係話如果咧佢哋量度嗰條河咧係有12尺嘅深度嘅話咧，咁隻船咧就可以通過啦。咁所以呢一個咧係解釋係指即係12尺嘅水深而咁樣咧就係for a boat is being sunk， 即係話咧佢可能打啲嘢落去，總之令到即係 check 到隻船同埋距離嗰個水底係有12尺嘅話咧，個水面同水底有12尺嘅話咧，就會係可以隻船通過。咁所以就用咗呢一個去做佢嘅筆名。In practice, it means that it is safe for boats to navigate. Navigate 即係航行，即係話咧係意思，總之12尺就係足以令隻船係安全航行咁嘅意思。Twain began to gain fame when his story, The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, appeared in the New York Saturday Press on November 18, 1865。咁佢開始咧，咩叫 fame 咧？即係一啲名氣嘅，即係佢開始咧就比較出名啦。開始就係佢寫咗呢本書，而呢本書就可以話係一本即係比較重要嘅書，就係因為咧係因為呢本書之後咧，啲人就開始認識佢。咁而 New York Saturday Press 其實係有個 newspaper 嘅意思，即係星期六嘅一個報紙啦。咁而Twain's first book, The Innocents Abroad, was published in 1869。Subsequently 咧係解之後咁嘅意思。之後啦 ，The Adventures of Tom Sawyer 就係湯姆歷險記啦 ，was published in 1876，and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn。Huckleberry Finn 就係 Tom Sawyer 嘅好朋友。咁另外亦都有一個歷險記係關於 Huckleberry Finn in 1885。These 2 books remain extremely popular among children and adults even till today。即係去到今時今日咧，呢兩本書咧都依然有好多人睇嘅，已經過咗100幾年，但係依然係好多人都中意同埋好受歡迎。咁睇睇呢個第一條問題啦。What is Samuel Langhorne Clement's pen name？Pen name 咧即係意思佢個筆名啊。筆名係乜嘢咧？就係呢一個啦。其實應該係一早都有提及過嘅，就係講咗佢係一個佢個筆名就係 Mark Twain。OK， 咁亦都後尾都有再講過話 Samuel pseudonym 就係 Mark Twain。咁所以佢個筆名咧就係懶啲咧就會寫 It is 啦。咁如果長寫咧，其實咧就會係抄翻佢呢一個嘅名啦。Pen name is Mark Twain。馬克吐溫啦。第二題啦 ，Why did Samuel remain at home most of the time prior to year 1844？ 咩叫 prior to 咧？係解之前。點解係1844年之前咧會大部分時間都要留喺屋企咧？其實就比較明顯嘅，因為佢有講過咧，就係話。Samuel was kept indoors because of poor health。因為咧健康唔好，所以咧就一直就留喺屋企啦。Indoors means stayed at home。咁所以咧就係原因咧就係解釋翻咧 ，this was because Samuel was not healthy。was not healthy most of the time。嗱，記住佢要你用 complete sentences 咧，你就會需要係抄翻題目裏邊啲字嘅。咁所以咧就係 was not healthy most of the time prior to year 1844。好啦 ，arrange the job Samuel had held during his early life in chronological order。呢個字咩意思咧？就係順 順時序啦，順時序去排翻嗰個嘅佢嘅工作啦。咁佢頭先咧就係應該係先做乜嘢咧？佢係先做咗一個學徒嘅一個學徒嘅一個 printer 嘅學徒啦 C 啦，然後咧就接住幫佢阿哥 Orient's Printer 就幫佢阿哥去做嘢啦。然後咧就再佢係離開個 Hannibal 啊嘛，咁跟住之後咧佢就係之後就接咗份工就係 St. Louis 嗰個就係 apprentice job in St. Louis， 然後咧就去然後就係 River Pilot's Apprentice， 即係佢做咗呢個 River Pilot 嘅學徒啦。然後最尾咧先至係成為一個 licensed River Pilot， 就係有牌嘅即係揸船嘅一個人啦。另外咧第四題啦，就係問你 What does Mark Twain actually mean？ 究竟咩叫 Mark Twain 咧？其實係真正真正係解乜嘢咧？雖然係佢個筆名啦，咁我哋睇翻佢真正係解乜嘢咧？呢一度咧佢有講過咧，就係話佢話咧呢一個 Mark Twain 咧就係 it is 啊嘛，佢有講 it is 係原來咧係一個咩嚟嘅咧？係 a river term。Which means 2 fathoms or 12 feet when the depth of water for a boat is being sounded。咁呢一個咧，你就會寫翻佢原來個意思就係解river term。It is a river term which means 呢一個，咁你寫翻呢一個嘅意思啦。咁你寫翻啦，因為呢一個咧係佢 Mark Twain 呢個本身唔係一個名嚟嘅，咁就會 actually means 唔係 actually。呢個咧，你會寫翻係一個 river term， 咁你寫翻 is a river term，which means 咁你其實照抄呢個紅色嘅就會啱噶啦。咁所以呢個應該係 is actually a river term，which means 2 fathoms。咩叫 fathoms 咧 ？fathoms 我哋睇翻咧就會係解 a unit for measuring the depth of water， 即係用嚟咧量度水嘅深度㗎，係等於咧 equal to 6 feet or 1.8 meters。例如 the ship sank in 20 fathoms， 就係解一個即係佢等於係6，OK， 即係等於20個 fathoms， 即係等於係一個深度啦。咁所以係 2 fathoms or 12 feet when the depth of water for a boat is being sounded。另外第5題啦 ，Which word in the article has the same meaning as illnesses？ 邊個字係 illnesses 咧？其實 it is 邊個字咧？就係頭先呢一個啦。佢話佢呢個 illnesses 即係 disease， 即係呢個係 ailments， 呢一個咧係解病嘅意思。接住咧，到第6題啦。Which work first made Twain popular in the literary field？ 究竟邊一本書咧？咁其實就佢講咗好多本書啦，但係因為最早嗰本書就係 The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Canaveral County， 咁所以應該呢本書咧係令到佢開始 gain fame， 即係令到佢有呢一個嘅名氣，咁所以應該係 C 啦，答案。好啦，輪到第2篇 comprehension 啦。Play word tower with your friends. The rules for playing word tower are straightforward and easy to understand. Here are the rules of the game. 咁呢個係一個 word tower 係一個即係遊戲啦。咁接住呢一篇文章咧就係一啲玩呢個遊戲嘅規則。咁好多人咧睇呢條呢個 comprehension 嗰陣時咧都會覺得好複雜啦，因為其實係冇圖俾你嘅。咁所以咧其實就你會覺得好辛苦啦，但係咧，你會主要係睇嗰條問題問乜嘢咧，你就應該係會答到嘅，同埋揾翻相對嗰啲字。Where would you expect to find a text like this？ 咁呢個既然係一個遊戲規則咧，你會見到咧就會應該係嚟睇下啦。On an information sheet with the game equipment 係一張就係 一啲好似啲遊戲嘅，即係教你點玩嗰個遊戲嘅一個 information 紙啦。In a school magazine, in a toy shop catalog 咧係一個玩具鋪嘅一個，即係裏邊有賣嘅咩玩具，俾個 catalog，俾個即係一個項目俾你啦。In a magazine about games， 即係一個雜誌裏邊關於遊戲嘅嘢。咁其實咧係最主要係應該係 A 啊。應該係點解咧？係因為係一個 game equipment 裏邊嘅 information sheet， 佢會教你點樣玩呢個遊戲。答案係 A， 唔會係 catalog 㗎。點解咧？因為你唔會係即係佢唔係淨係賣呢一張紙㗎嘛。其實 toy shop catalog 可能佢有好多唔同模型啊，好多唔同嘅棋啊，或者好多唔同嘅公仔啊。咁個 catalog 裏邊會印咗呢啲嘅佢售賣嘅物品。咁而 magazine 你通常都唔會係即係淨係教你玩個遊戲咯，佢會介紹嗰個遊戲咁，但係呢個全部係啲遊戲嘅規則。第二題啦 ，The first player should place one of his or her tiles。嗱，你留意下呢個 first player 啦。咁當你做閱讀理解嗰陣時咧，你就會揾翻，咦，原來 the first player 就係第二點喎。咁佢係講乜嘢咧？試下理解啦。The first player makes a word by placing 2 or more of his or her letters on the board。嗱，佢叫你即係做一個字啦，就擺2至3個佢嘅唔知咩 letters 啦喺個 board 度啦。To read either across or down with one letter on the center square， 即係話咧，佢要你即係做一個字，就擺2、3個佢嘅字母去就做一個字，咁啊可以打直或者係打橫。跟住咧咩 with one letter on the center square， 即係喺嗰個成塊板裏邊嘅 center square 嗰度，其中有即係一定要踏過佢咁嘅意思咯。He or she then replaces the tile played with new one， 咁你唔需要理。咁點解咧？你會見到咧，佢話 place one of his or her tiles on the square marked with X， 文章有冇講 X 啊？冇啊嘛，所以呢個答案錯啦。On the middle square， 嗱，呢個好似啱，但係我哋睇一睇。Wherever he or she likes， 頭上面有咁多要求，有咩理由會係中意擺邊就擺邊啦？錯啦。On the first square， 第一個 square 文章都冇個 first 呢個字，所以唯一答案咧就係 on the middle square。咁我哋睇翻咩叫 middle 啦 ？middle 咧就係等於呢個 centre。咁所以其實咧佢係玩緊啲字嘅啫，佢叫你咧就總之就擺呢啲咁樣嘅佢嘅啲咁嘅嘢啦，係擺喺個 centre square， 即係話成個塊板裏邊最中間嗰個 square， 而 centre 同 middle 係同一個意思，所以答案咧就係 B 啦。When is the game over？ 幾時會個 game 遊戲會完結咧？嗱，你唔需要睇晒裏邊，因為實在太複雜啦，因為好難咧，係點解嘅原因係好難咧？就係因為你冇圖啊，所以你好難明。但係 the game over 咪等於 the game ends， 咁係咪真係主要係睇呢一段啊？呢一個段落。The game ends when all letters have been used, or one player used his or her last tile, or when all possible plays have been made。即係佢俾咗3個情況之下咧，係會個遊戲就會完結嘅。咁佢咧又舉咗 when all possible plays have been made 又講過啦 ，when all letters have been used 都講過啦 ，when one player uses his or her last tile 都講過。仲有一個好 special any of the above actions could end the game。咁你會見到咧呢一個咧就會係 D 啦，應該即係話任何以上一個嘅行動都會令到個遊戲咧都會結束嘅。第4題啦 ，the winner is the player with 乜嘢咧？而家我哋講揾 winner 呢個字。喺個文章裏邊揾個 winner 呢個字，咦？呢個最尾咪有咯。佢話啦 ，the player with the highest score， 即係話最高分啊，即係呢個係分數嘅 score。咁所以咧 ，the winner is the player with， 照抄翻前邊咯 ，the highest score。最高分嗰個咧就會係能夠攞到就成為嗰個嘅冠軍啦。No tile can be 乜嘢or 乜嘢 on the board after it has been scored。係 no tile can be 好啦，我哋睇翻佢話明係唔可以乜嘢咧 ？It have been scored。試下揾呢啲咁樣嘅重點字出嚟啦。我哋睇翻，咦 no tile 呢度有啦，首先跟住 scored 又有喎，咁所以其實好淺嘅就係 remove 同埋 replaced 咯。其實佢根本就係照抄嘅，所以咧就係 can be removed or replaced on the board after it has been scored。第6題啦 ，What do you think about the game？ 咁你會覺得係點樣呢？其中一個答案呢，就會係我諗你要寫翻個 I think 會好啲啦。I think the game is quite complicated. As there are lots of rules， 即係話咧咁多規則嘅遊戲好似好複雜咁樣，咁所以咧就你嘅覺得，即係你覺得佢係好複雜或者好好玩啊，或者好 interesting 啊都 OK 嘅，但係最重要咧就係要解釋翻點解。好啦，到 vocabulary 呢一度啦，咁其實佢係考緊你一個叫做 adjective order 嘅嘢啦，咁就係一種叫 adjective order。咁然後咧就係佢係排翻嘅，咁所有形容詞咧都要根據呢一個嘅形容詞嘅排列，即係話先講咗你對嗰樣嘢嘅 opinion， 即係意見啦。咁意見就係比較個人㗎啦。咁跟住嗰個物件嘅 size 啦、age 啦，即係佢嗰個年份啊 ，old or young 咁樣啦。另外 shape 形狀啦，接住係 colour。origin 咧就係乜嘢咧？就係由邊個國家嚟嘅。然後 materials 就係嗰個物件啦。used for or about 係究竟係用咩用途啦？接住咧就到嗰個先至係嗰個嘅名詞。咁如果假如有好多形容詞嘅話咧，你就要需要根據呢一個嘅即係嘅次序去排啦。咁我哋睇一睇下邊呢一度第一條啦。佢話咧 he is 乜嘢咧 nice 有 young 有 intelligent。咁我哋試下排下究竟呢個男人係點樣咧？首先睇翻 nice 啦，你一話一個人好 nice 咧，其實係屬於一個 opinion 啦，即係一個意見嚟嘅。咁另外 young 咧就係佢個 age 啦 ，OK？ 咁但係到 intelligent 係乜嘢咧？一個人咧係咪好聰明咧？其實都係佢嘅 quality， 即係其實都係屬於一個意見嚟嘅。咁所以咧，你會係 nice， 跟住接住咧都係同一個意見就擺埋一齊 nice intelligent young man。咁所以咧就會係 nice 啦 ，comma intelligent young man。到第二句啦 ，she is 乜嘢 box？She has 乜嘢 box on her desk？ 咁呢度有 black 啦，咁你會見到咧就會係black 係乜嘢咧？就係嗰個 colour 啦。咁接住咧就到 round 咧係嗰個 shape 啦。另外 small 咧就係屬於 size 㗎，咁所以咧就係 small， 跟住咧就 shape 啦，就係 round， 跟住 black box on her desk。咁所以咧 a small。comma 啦 round comma 跟住 black box on her desk。第三啦 we are having dinner in 乜嘢 restaurants 啦。咁我哋睇翻呢一度啦，又係睇翻啦。第一個 small 就係 size 啦。Italian 就係個 origin 啦，即係佢係邊一個地方啦。另外 beautiful 咧靚唔靚咧都係一個 opinion 嚟嘅。咁所以你會先排咗個 opinion 就係 beautiful。然後咧就 small Italian，OK， 所以咧就係應該排個次序就係beautiful 先啦，因為佢係一個 opinion， 即係一個意見啦。因為靚唔靚係見仁見智噶嘛。咁另外 beautiful 跟住之後咧接住就係 small， 再 comma Italian restaurant。第四啦 ，there is 乜嘢 cushion on that chair。咁呢一個咧 square 啦，我哋睇翻呢個上面先啦。你會見到咧 square 咧係一個 shape 啦 ，red 咧係一個乜嘢顏色啦，係 colour 啦。咁所以其實係 square red， 但係 big 咧大細咧係 size， 咁所以咧就係 big square red cushion。OK，big comma 跟住 square comma 跟住就到red cushion on that chair。第五題啦 ，I put my books in 乜嘢咧？你會見到呢一度咧就會係乜嘢咧 ？Brown 係個顏色啦，係 colour 啦。另外 wooden 咧就係個 material 喎。另外 large 咧 ，large 同 small 咧係一個 size， 咁所以一定咧就係個 large 先啦，就會係 large 先啦，個 size 先啦，然後到顏色啦 ，brown 啦，然後到最尾咧先至係一個 wooden box。好啦，接住啦，到呢個部分啦，係講一啲嘅同音字啦。同音字咧就係叫 homonyms 啦。咁而同音，但係咧個意義咧係解釋係唔同嘅。例如好似睇下第一句啦 ，You are right, you should turn right。嗱，呢個 right 咧兩個音都係一樣，都係同一樣字啦，但係咧 佢嘅意思咧，第一個 you are right 咧，即係你係對嘅 ，you should turn right，你應該係轉乜嘢咧？轉右嘅。咁所以咧 opposite of left 咧就係第二個 meaning right。OK， 咁而correct 係邊個字咧？就係一啦。咁佢話叫你 figure out the meanings of each homonym in the sentences and write the corresponding number beside the meanings， 即係話以下呢啲嘅意思嘅 meaning 只係需要寫翻個 number 啫，所以睇題目啦。OK， 1同2嗰個。第二個啦 ，I will train you how to drive a train。嗱，呢個 train 咧就係解訓練啦，咁即係等於 to teach 啦。A form of transport 就係呢個第二個咧就指火車啦。第三 ，It is not fair. I want to go to the fair too。呢一個咧 ，It is not fair， 即係唔公平咁嘅意思嘅，咁就係 reasonable 嘅解釋啦嘅同義詞啦。咁另外 market 咧就係指 fair 啦，即係 fair 就係嗰個 market， 即係嗰個市集嘅意思。The man with the bat tried to hit the bat。好啦，呢一個啦，咩叫 bat 咧？就係嗰個拍啊。A piece of wood used in baseball 係個用喺 baseball 會用到嗰個拍啦，咁所以咧呢個 bat 即係用嗰個拍咧去 try to hit the bat。呢個 bat 咧係一隻動物啦，係蝙蝠，所以咧第二啦。Maria bit off a bit of the cake。呢一個咧就係佢 bit 呢個係咬啦，所以 tear with the teeth 啦，而 off a bit 即係 a small piece， 咁所以咧第二個 bit 咧就係解 a small piece 嘅意思。I talked to the girl whose car broke down， 因為咧就係指緊嗰個女仔架車啦。We often visit our grandma who lives in Brighton。佢呢個咧就係指佢住喺Brighton 呢個地方，咁所以呢個唔係他的，呢個他的係因為指他的車啊，明唔明啊？即係呢個後邊有個名詞咧，咁所以呢個用 whose 啦。第三 ，Do you see the cat which is next to your car？Which 啦？因為係死物啦。This is the shop where I bought my bike。喺嗰度咧就買咗架單車。This test is for students whose first language， 即係佢嘅第一語言咧唔係英文。咁呢個咧你會見到係他的第一語言。OK， 即係我哋咩叫 first language 咧？即係你屋企人咧會本身屋企裏邊講嗰個語言啦。咁而 second language 咧就一般嚟講對於香港人咧就係 English 咯。OK， 咁 second language 就係指即係你即係喺學校學嗰個語言就係叫 second language。好啦，到 question words 啦。Maria didn't do her homework last week。咁呢度你見到 not 啦，咁所以咧呢個就係 did she。咁 Maria 係女仔啦，咁所以咧你就用翻個 she 喺後邊啦。They often play football in the afternoon。咁呢度咧，你 play 後邊冇 not 啦，咁而呢個係現在式啦，咁所以咧你就會用 don't 啦。咁前面係 they 啦，後邊都係用翻個 they，don't they。You've cleaned your room。呢個 you have 咁嘅意思啊，咁變咗咧就 haven't you。You aren't in Italy at the moment。嗱，呢個 aren't 咧有個 not 啦嘛已經，咁所以咧前面有 not 啦，後邊咧就唔應該有 not， 只係用翻 are 啦。Are you？ She studies very hard every day。呢個 studies 咧都係冇 not 啦，咁而呢個係現在式啦，咁而呢個見到係 she studies 啊嘛，咁所以咧呢個係應該係 doesn't she。The students didn't participate in the lesson。嗱，呢度見到有個 not 啦，咁所以咧呢個咧就會係 did they， 因為咧你會見到 students 係眾數啊嘛，咁所以咧後邊咧就會用翻個 they 啦。到呢個 infinitives 啦 ，Andrew really liked Maria. If only she could be my girlfriend, she often thought. One day he decided to send Maria a friend request on Facebook， 即係去 send 一個要求做朋友啦。He tried to write her a message, but Maria didn't reply。咁 did 字後邊咧就要不變動詞嘅 ，did 後邊咧就要不變動詞，所以就咁用個 reply 就得啦。One day Maria had a problem with the school project and Andrew offered to help her， 即係去幫佢啦。He didn't forget to bring with her favorite music they've been a couple ever since。跟住之後咧就拍咗拖啦。 Session 7嘅 to 同埋 enough 啦，咁提你哋 to 咧就有個過多嘅意思，而 enough 咧就係即係有少少過多，即係太多啦嘅意思，有少少 negative 嘅，而 enough 咧就係話啱啱好嘅。咁the music is 乜嘢 ？I can't hear anything you say。咁即係當然個音樂係太嘈啦，所以係 too loud。The soup is 乜嘢 ？To be served。好啦，呢一個咧就係應該係乜嘢咧？係is too thick to be served 啦，可以係已經係太過即係太過結啊咁嘅意思啊，或者係 thick enough， 即係話已經咧係已經夠結啦，係可以已經可以去 serve 俾人哋食啦。He isn't strong enough to lift that heavy box， 即係話咧係唔夠強壯啦。I didn't buy that jacket because it was 太貴啦，因為冇買啦，所以係 too expensive。另外 articles 啦 ，the River Nile is longest 啦，咁所以咧就係 the longest river in Africa and in the world， 全世界最長嘅河咧就係尼羅河啦，喺埃及嗰度㗎。In Egypt 係一個國家啦，咁所以前面就唔需要一個 article。The River Nile creates a green valley across the deserts， 咁好似形成一個好似一個綠色嘅山谷咁樣。The ancient Egyptians lived and farmed along the Nile. The Nile has long been a useful river。呢個咧 useful 因為係 U 音一個 special 嘅 U 音啦，佢唔係讀個音啦，所以咧就係 a useful river to transport goods along its length。Winter winds blow south upriver, so ships could sail upriver and down river using the flow of the river。即係話條河嘅一啲嘅流嗰個嘅速度啦。While most Egyptians still live in the Nile Valley， 即係咧你會見到咧將 Nile 呢個咧擺咗係明明係一個本身係一個名詞，擺咗係一個形容詞嘅位咧，你前邊就會一定加個 the 字噶啦。咁所以咧 in the Nile Valley，OK， 所以就會有個 the 啦。跟住之後 the 1970 completion of the Aswan High Dam ended the summer floods and changed the farming practices。咁由於佢係一條河啦，咁你會所以都見到咧 Nile 其實喺前面都有提示㗎啦，就 the Nile supports much of the population living along its banks，enabling Egyptians to live in otherwise inhospitable regions of the Sahara。Sahara 咧係 desert 係一個沙漠嚟嘅，咁而沙漠前邊咧係需要加個嘅字嘅。For Egyptians, it is an honour， 因為咧呢個 H 咧其實係冇音嘅，真正個音咧係個 O 音。An honour to have a river that helps them in their daily life。咁咧，所以呢個 honour 咧前面就用 an honour 啦。It is an honour。Prepositions 啦，呢度咧就話 Once upon a time there was a big monster that lived among the people of the village。咁喺呢啲人之間咧就有一隻 monster 啦。His home was by the bank。by the banks 咧即係提嗰啲岸邊啊，即係 coast。of the River Nile。in Africa 喺非洲啦，呢個尼羅河。The monster could turn itself into anything he wanted in a moment， 即係話咧，可以喺一瞬間咧就可以轉成一啲佢中意變成嘅嘢。One day a strong man set out to find the monster and kill it。set out 啦，其實同埋 set off 都可以嘅，即係佢咧就出發咧就去殺呢一隻嘅 monster。The man dipped into the stream。dip into the stream 即係佢走入嗰個溪澗啦 ，and crept up behind the monster， 即係爬上去喺個 monster 後邊啦。He managed to pick up the monster and throw it as far as he could. The monster fell dead on the stones。咁佢咧將成隻 monster 咧一嘢咁樣就點樣啊？即係掉到好遠啦，然後跟住咧就掉死咗嗰隻 monster 啦，咁容易就殺咗佢。接住咧就到 the tenses 嗰度啦，就你會見到呢個有個 already 啦。咁 George 咁究竟係用 present perfect 抑或係 past perfect 咧？嗱already 就係知道係 perfect tense 啦，但係你會見到啦，其實就留咗 tips 俾你嘅，你會見到佢用 was 啦 replied 啦 said 啦，咁即係換言之咧，呢個故事咧就一直係一個過去嘅故事嘅，咁所以呢一個咧就 had already finished。His homework when the doorbell rang， 即係話啦，個鐘響之前咧，佢已經係做好晒啲功課啦。He looked from the window to see who it was, and he saw a stranger。佢就見到有一個陌生人啦。Can I come in? The man said。跟住之後咧就係阿 George 就答話，就喺對話裏邊咧就答翻話，我唔識你喎 ，I don't know who you are。乜嘢咧？嗱喺對話之內啦，咁對話之內即係話我唔識你喎，我未見過你喎 ，I haven't seen you before。George replied。第七啦 ，I 乜嘢咧 ？With your dad for many years。嗱呢個 for 咧都係話咗俾你聽係 perfect tense 啦。咁由於喺對話之內，一般嚟講咧就會係用翻個 present perfect。I have been friends with your dad for many years。The man said。咁佢就喺對話之中就話：我同你爸爸咧到而家都一直係一個好朋友，即係一直係一個朋友嚟㗎咁樣。George 乜嘢咧 ？To find his dad，but 佢話已經離開間屋啦。咁所以咧，阿 George 咧喺當時就 tried to find his dad，but he already 都係 perfect 啦。你知道，咁呢一個唔喺對話之內，所以就用 past perfect 啦。He had already left the house. By the time George went back to the door, the stranger 好啦，嗱，你會見到呢個 by the time， 即係話到佢翻去間嗰度咧，個 stranger 咧就已經 call 咗佢阿爸啦 ，had called George's dad on the phone， 咁就已經 call 咗。記住 by the time 咧其實都係一個 perfect tense 嚟㗎，咁同埋你會見到呢個 past tense 啦，咁所以呢個咧就要用 past perfect tense 啦。好啦，睇一睇呢一度啦，要轉 passive voice 啦。你會睇翻第二個名詞咧，就係 the naughty boys。the naughty boys 咁呢個 caught 咧係過去式啦，咁所以咧就係變咗係 were caught by the farmers for stealing milk。呢一個咧，咁由於呢一個詞本身就係呢一個係 caught 啦，咁你就會轉咗做 were caught 啦，加個 were， 因為咧係 naughty boys。咁接住到第二句啦 ，the janitor has cleaned the toilet before noon。janitor 即係嗰個嘅嗰啲校務，即係清潔嗰啲，即係幫喺學校度清潔嗰啲員工校工。The toilet has been cleaned by the janitor before noon。OK， 咁呢一個咧 has cleaned 啦，你就會轉咗做 has been cleaned 啦。好啦，輪到呢一個啦 ，the parrot imitates its owner's speech and is so funny。咁你會見到咧，應該個名詞咧就係 its owner's speech。咁所以咧，你會呢個 is 咧，你要轉咗做 the parrot's owner's speech。呢個啦，你會見到呢個 imitate 係現在式啊，係解 copy 咁嘅意思啊，所以咧你就用翻 is 咯 ，is imitated by the parrot by it and is so funny。係啦，咁因為咧呢個 is 咧就應該係將佢轉咗 the parrot's owner's speech is imitated by it and is so funny。The workers are building a long bridge across the harbour。咁而家佢係 building a long bridge 啊嘛，咁將呢個 a long bridge 咧就擺去前邊，咁你就會寫翻咧就係 a long bridge。咁跟住咧，因為呢度本身係 is， 因為 are building 就變咗要調翻轉就 is being built by the workers across the harbour。咁你會見到咧係is being built across the harbour 先都得嘅。或者係 by the workers 擺先或者擺後，呢兩組詞語咧係可以先或者後咧都會係啱嘅呢兩組。第五題啦 ，Tiffany will hold a birthday party for her grandmother this weekend。好啦，呢一題咧就會咁應該係個名詞，就係將個呢個birthday party 擺翻喺前邊啦。Will be held by Tiffany for her grandmother this weekend。即係呢個 weekend 咧就會舉行一個幫佢個grandma 舉行一個嘅party 啦。